Hi, it's Eric again. I want to get an update out here. It's March 20th, 2018. Last we knew, I was heading back last week for every 2 months I get an MRI, so I was heading back to get an MRI. It's been 11 months, stable, no growth. Another 2 weeks will be a year with glioblastoma grade 4, which is pretty good. I'll take that. For now, prognosis, as we all know, is 14 to 15 months. So, went back for my MRI, went pretty smooth, been having a little trouble in the tube of the MRI, but the tech did a wonderful job. She actually told me some interesting information, which is she backed off on the saline before she injected the contrast, which she said it might have been the saline that was making me nauseous. And she backed off on that before she injected in the contrast, and that helped a lot, cut it in half. So that went well. We got the preliminary results back. Took a little while, but we got them back. In the meantime, the doctor had sat us down and showed us the remnant area of where the resection was done. Of course, they can't get it all, but where the resection was done, there appeared possibly at that time on last Wednesday, they didn't know if it was progression or reoccurrence, all those popular words we all love to not hear. But he was very helpful, and he showed us on the screen what looked like was a little bit of progression in the area where the tumor was. When I say little, it was like 2 millimeters. So that is little. And then the final report came out, and it said small, not significant, 4 or 5 different times in the final report. Basically 2 millimeters worth of growth. Used to be, I think, around 5 point something centimeters. It's down to 2 centimeters plus a couple millimeters of growth. So, it comes back. So if it's 2 millimeters, it's 2 millimeters. It's better than, a centimeter or something nuts like that. But the interesting part is, so they said preliminary final results, whatever, said 2 millimeters worth of growth. My doctor's doing a wonderful job. They have a meeting every Monday, and where they all get together and discuss each case. And they all got together, discussed mine. I got a phone call with their decisions of which way we might want to go. We are in agreement. Interesting is the area that shows, pick a word, reoccurrence, progression, whatever. The area where that is showing is in the radiation field zone of where they did their original treatment back, in June, of where they radiated my brain. So it could be 2 things. It's either regrowth, or it's, I believe the correct term is necrosis, which is the dead cells from the radiation that just continue to die off. Okay, so that's not necessarily bad news. If it is necrosis, okay, that's okay. It's not growth. If it's growth, then we'll figure that out. But the only way to tell which it is to do a brain biopsy. I've heard of biopsies before. So, of course, I Google it like everybody else does and find out, okay, I figured they were going to basically drill a hole in your skull and biopsy a little piece of that area, send it back for testing and see what it is. So that's what we're going to do. They said in another month, which is what I was prepared for. That's the answer I was prepared for, is in a month. Let's do another MRI. Part 2, brain biopsy. Okay, brain biopsy. I want to know. So They're going to do a brain biopsy. That's a procedure that I found out is where they basically go under general anesthesia. So they knock you out. Good. They knock you out. They probably strap you down pretty good. Robot does it all, and takes about 7 to 10 days to get the results back. Maybe some preliminary stuff, 3 to 4 days. Then the final report, as usual, comes back out 7 to 10 days after that. So that puts me in mid-April for the MRI. I figure by April 20th, I get the biopsy done, and then 2 weeks, which will be basically May 1st, which will be 13 months of survival. We'll get the results back from the biopsy to see what it is. So I'm taking all that as good news. Little goals, that's my message. Small goals, and get you small victories. So that's the way I'm looking at it. I got through the MRI, I'm at 11 months, gonna hit a year. Sounds like I'm gonna make 14, 15 months. Getting ready to go on a little beach vacation, enjoy my life, and that's what we do. I tell myself every day that I am not dying, I am living, which that's what I'm going to do. So, I took some notes over here. So, brain biopsy, we covered that 1 week ago. Yeah, that's about it. So, 14 to 15 months, I'm going to make it. There's no doubt. I feel fantastic. Working out, exercising, medicinal marijuana takes care of the irritability. What I did find, it's always been there, but the knowledge of as I wake up through this journey is that the tumor, or at least this part of it or whatever, is in the occipital lobe, which is in the back of my head, which deals with vision, which explains, okay, that's the reason I don't have peripheral in either eye. That explains some visual hallucinations that I get every once in a while, just squiggly lines that go away. From what I read and understand, the percentage, lucky me, the percentage of GBM that's in the occipital lobe of people that get it back there is like 20% of all the people that get it. So, and then I look at it as if that's where it's at. Vision is certainly a wonderful thing, but it could be a lot worse and things like that. So, my vision is, I thought it was getting worse, but I went to the eye doctor yesterday, and they did a field of vision test. So the field of vision test measures your peripherals, and the last one I had was 6 months ago. 6 months, left eye stays the same. Right eye is actually getting a little better, which is more good news. So, I was prepared for the worst, which I always am. So this wasn't such a bad last week. Certainly, I was scared a little bit there with the concept of regrowth, but I like their diligence in saying it might be necrosis also, and we're going to do a biopsy. So, biopsy, general anesthetic, out for 2-3 hours, whatever, and then I believe I come home the same day. So, let's get it going, find out, and I'll certainly post another video with an update on that. Stay strong, my GBM people. Live your life, exercise, eat right every day. That's what we do. See you later.